Yare no, why you discover it? Now why you so and what to do yare need.
I'm saying, yeah, China started any TV.
Now, this particular old thing a business. Okay, a business virus. On one casa young virus. Where you be a free baby never you. And when you pan the tenacity creative virus.
Okay, I know what you know.
Oh, when you pan the tenacity creative virus.
We're going to talk about a lab leak outside of the United States in 2019. Does that pique your interest?
When you pan the tenacity creative virus, maybe you're doctor, and I mean you're lab technician. Now, so doctors, young doctors, we show them
Now, recall that the Department of Energy recently came out with this report saying that they think that COVID could have come from a laboratory leak, and they said so with low confidence. Here was the breaking story at the end of February, I believe it was. Yeah. The FBI previously came to the conclusion that the pandemic was likely the result of a lab leak in 2021 with moderate confidence. Okay. Again, nowhere in the story does it say where that lab leak may have been. The question, are there biolabs in Maryland and have they been subjected to COVID origin investigations? Those are the questions we should be asking. So there are, in fact, biolabs in Maryland, and it turns out that the Fort Detrick lab did have a lab leak in August of 2019. Here's the New York Times headline over it. This is an NIH lab, meaning a Fauci lab. Go ahead.
I was going to read it because people who listen to the show won't be able to read it. Deadly germ research is shut down at Army lab over safety concerns, says the New York Times.
Dated August 5th, 2019.
Number one, a business. Mamisha say free Ebola. Yalewe, a one another. A yasin about a invention, you're inventing for.
This is Fort Detrick that was closed down after investigations in June and July, and then remained closed over a very mysterious period of time. Now, this lab, the history of this lab began in the 1950s as Camp Detrick. Wikipedia says that it was designated a permanent installation for peacetime biological research and development shortly after World War II, which I had to loll at. Peacetime biological research, huh? Mm-hmm. It did, in fact, make biological weapons until President Nixon ended that program and kicked that on over to the Department of Health and Human Services in the 1970s. So I guess biological weapons are considered Health and Human Services?
Oh, of course.
Okay. The website today has this COVID lab for Fort Detrick. It opened as a COVID lab in April of 2020. Before that, it had been closed for 8 months in the summer of 2019 after the CDC investigated.
Among former Casamay, said they want to rule the whole nation, the whole world. And one said, Yariano, oh my, yes, I'm that will be the peer. Then I say, time I was in peer, yes, I time the peer.
It's nice to be in a physical side now.
Make a physical side.
A Jamian spiritual side.
Yes, shed that and create and bring people, especially Africa. Africa for more was you to see and you see and you see and you. Bruni Bama shed up and die. Yama be Bruni and die. What do you open and tell Becca's win and will do? Wow, Becca's win and will do. He said, Yarena is so severe as a group Canadian. America Canadian, one member. Wow. Now, so they are watching those people who come out to say they do. Every time, every US one, every France.
I don't dare make it to class or when you statistics. That was Monday. No, Apostle Isaac Tete, Eddie spiritual side in the Sona Yintini.
Say, about the spiritual, say, Kurobi Pe, say, Orinia, the one who consult home. Now, who consult home, Omono, the Omudia, Yoja. Now, first one, now on your firing squad. And I'm over going to say, be a bar. Kumubia, you can say, no mo jai family suka no dia be accident and I do baby abeye virus they say me creative virus na ni ato amakuru se na be akuru be bebe emu krofo be ye wi se na be on be nya tumi disanity ti spiritual me ya se ni awon ma be wi ase so won bra be ye dwuma to mi ye dwuma the virus ni amwa